Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to It's Evil. I'm Meosha, your host. This radio series tells genuine crime stories involving real individuals. Simply things that we cannot explain. I usually say the creepiest crimes happen in small towns. Who knows, maybe it's because there's so many hidden secrets. In this season, we have 10 real terrifying episodes. Before we begin, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Gore Culture, your go-to source for newest horror movies, thrillers, sci-fi, and more, and my production company, M.V.B Films Productions, for making this episode possible. Welcome to It's Evil, Real Atlanta Cases. Monster mother and the man who allegedly paid to rape her daughter now indicted in the girl's murder. The grand jurors from Russell County, Alabama, where authorities said the child was found dead in an abandoned house, indicted both adults for conspiracy to commit sex trafficking, according to the Ledger-Inquirer. As the person who allegedly strangled Holland to death and recorded himself sexually abusing the victim's body after that, Williams was indicted with human trafficking, abusing a corpse, producing child pornography, capital murder of someone younger than 14, 3 counts of capital murder for causing a death in the course of a kidnapping, rape, and sodomy.
Keeping an eye on Columbus nearly 2 full days after the body of a previously missing 5-year-old was found, authorities returned to the street today where 5-year-old Kamari Holland was last seen alive. Investigators appeared to be searching a house on Bowman Street in Columbus shortly before 5 o'clock this evening. Several unmarked law enforcement vehicles could be seen at a home on that street. Bowman Street is the area where Kamari Holland reportedly went missing in the early morning hours of Monday, December 13th. Her body was found later that night at an abandoned house on 15th Avenue in Phoenix City. We're learning new details tonight about the man charged with capital murder in connection with Holland's death. 37-year-old Jeremy Williams has a history of arrests, but no convictions that News 3 could find. He was charged with aggravated child abuse in Russell County in 2009 after allegedly immersing a 3-year-old boy in boiling water. A jury acquitted him in 2012. Williams was arrested again this August in Columbus and charged with simple battery and third-degree cruelty to children. A police report alleges a minor child witnessed Williams slap his wife in the face. Williams entered a not guilty plea in state court just last week. At a news conference yesterday, Russell County Sheriff Heath Taylor said Williams was also the suspect in the death of a 1-year-old in Alaska, but he was never charged in connection with that death. There are ongoing investigations into Holland's murder in Columbus and in Russell County. Yesterday, Sheriff Taylor said he will not rule out additional charges.
Holland went missing from her mother's home in Columbus, Georgia. Authorities found her dead in an abandoned house on C-13 across the Chattahoochee River in Phoenix City, Alabama. Authorities said that Williams used to live there. According to officials, Sipple claimed the child slept in bed with her at her home. But when she woke up, Holland was gone.
Okay. I'm Kamari Holland's mommy, and she wouldn't want nothing in the world but to donate her toys to another little child that was in need because she was a very healthy child.
Oh, she looked like such a sweet little girl.
She was a very sweet child. She was beautiful. Sweet soul.
So sorry for your loss.
Thank you. And I seen this and I touched my heart, so I stopped. That's what she was, mommy. Let's help that mommy. She's like that.
Let me hold your
She's
feet.
like that. She we were at the gas station one time and we seen a family out there and one of the little girls didn't have shoes on and she said, "Mommy, we can help them, mommy, because I have so many pair of shoes at home, mommy. Let's give them my shoes, mommy." And of course we gave them her shoes because she's that caring. She had a heart. She had a spirit that she's been here before. And she was a blessing. She is a blessing.
How are you coping?
I'm coping. I'm making it. The media's making me look like I'm some evil person, but I'm not. I'm a mommy, and I did not have nothing to do with this. She was my life. I lived for her daily. She was my only girl. I had 3 boys and her.
Oh, she your youngest?
She was no, I have one more under her. I have my son under her. And it's hard. It's hard. I don't know if I'm coming or I'm going, but I'm doing it for her.
Do you have any support? Do you have people on your side? Someone's helping you?
Ain't nobody on my side. They didn't even tell me about the balloon release today.
She said that she lived at the residence alone, but the girl's father let her have visitation with her daughter. Authorities said, "I'm a mommy," Sipple told WTDM in a deck. "I did not have nothing to do with this. She was my life." Kamari's father, Corey Holland, had choice words for Sipple, however. "She's a monster," Kamari's father, Corey Holland, said after initial charges. "A real mother protects and would die for her children. Christy is a monster. My family and I will continue to wrestle with the loss of losing our angel Kamari. We will ask that you continue to make your news about her and the justice she deserves."
We start tonight with breaking news. We're learning disturbing new details about a new sexual assault case involving the man accused of killing a 5-year-old Phoenix City girl. Now, according to a Columbus police incident report obtained by News Leader 9, a 31-year-old woman claims Jeremy Williams sodomized her the night before Kamari Holland's body was found. The woman told police it happened at Williams' home on Dozier Street on December 12th. According to the report, Williams called the adult victim by Kamari's name during the assault and told her he had taught a 5-year-old how to have oral sex. The following day, Kamari's mother reported her missing. She was found that night in a vacant home previously occupied by Williams.
A Russell County woman arrested in the murder of her 5-year-old daughter. Christy Sipple is facing 4 felony charges, including murder and human trafficking in connection to the death of Kamari Hollands. The little girl was abducted 2 weeks ago in Georgia. Officials say they found her body in an abandoned home that was previously owned by Jeremy Williams. Authorities say they found evidence of sexual abuse.
Yesterday afternoon at around 1 o'clock, in Columbus, we were able to arrest Christy Sipple, who is also known as Christy Hoskins. She has been charged with murder during the course of kidnapping, murder during the course of rape, murder during the course of sodomy, and human trafficking. She was sent to the court this morning at 9 o'clock. She saw Judge Gray and he set no bonds on all of her charges. So she will be held at this time in the Russell County Jail under no bond on those 4 charges. We expect that we will also have charges coming for Mr. Williams. We expect in the next couple of days he will be charged with capital murder during the course of kidnapping, capital murder during the course of rape, capital murder during the course of sodomy, production of child pornography. Currently, Mr. Williams is being held in the Russell County Jail under a no bond for capital murder of a person less than 14. So these charges that we anticipate coming in the next few days on him will be in addition to what he is currently in the facility.
Please, parents, take care of your kids. Watch your kids. Be careful who your kids are around. Shouldn't have to state that, but it never hurts to remind everybody this is a bad world.
Williams is expected to face additional charges, including kidnapping, rape, and child pornography. He and Sipple are being held without bond in the Russell County Jail.
This is such a disturbing case. What kind of mother can do such a thing? Keep your kids safe, everyone. Hug them tight. Story number 2. Things in your life can change for the good or the bad overnight. Literally. A woman shares video about gloomy day before being found dead in murder-suicide. A married couple has left behind 8 children after they died in a murder-suicide just 6 months after moving to Atlanta. Kiana Burns, 44, and Ronald Burns, 46, were home alone on 6 November, just before 9 p.m., when Mrs. Burns shot her husband to death and then killed herself with a weapon. police have said. Ms. Burns posted a video of herself singing and dancing with one of her children just hours before the shootings. Police said the child was with a relative.
I guess about 7 months ago, something like that, 6, 7 months ago, when my wife and myself, we decided we was going to get a divorce, that we ain't want to be with each other no more. We was just done with each other. And so, and it took me back to 6 months ago when Kiana and I decided that we didn't want to be with each other no more, and some of the things that transpired. And so I remember like it was yesterday. We talking about, we just didn't want to do this no more. She was tired of me, I was tired of her. We was gonna go on about our business. And as we sat in the truck and we said, hey, you know what, if we're gonna get a divorce, let's be civil. We got kids, we got businesses. We said, well, let's just sit down and just talk about how this all gonna work out. And she go her way and I go my way, but we didn't want to compromise and jeopardize everybody else's future because we was tripping. Let's not destroy our businesses. Let's not tear each other's name down. Let's not do none of that, because there's kids, there's family members, there's moms and everything that we plan on retiring one day, and just because we decided we don't like each other no more, we're going to forfeit all that. We're going to mess up that for everybody. No, we got to figure out a way how we can work together, be divorced, go our separate ways, know at some point we're going to get remarried to somebody else, but sustain what we promised the people that's dependent on us, and keep that thing going. And when we got through having that conversation, we wrote everything down, and we had it mapped out to a T, how we was going to continue those businesses on an individual basis, but still reach that common goal and forget about everything else. And we see by the time the night had reached us, God had changed our heart. And I start thinking back to Jesus when he was on the cross. And Jesus on the cross, and the same very people that he was dying for, he pierced them in the side, and he wanted to quit and he wanted to give up. He didn't want to go further. He looked up to heaven. He told his father, he said, listen, if there's any other way, he said, if there's any other way, God, remove this cup.
Mrs. Burns said in a Facebook Live video on 30 October as she struggled to grow accustomed to life in Georgia after leaving St. Louis, Missouri. The couple moved to grow their businesses. Critique Designs Beauty Zing, Barber Salon, and Primerica Insurance. On social media, Mrs. Burns shared images of a car trunk filled with bags by Louis Vuitton. Mrs. Burns had more than 16,000 followers on Instagram and almost 5,000 friends on Facebook.
Now, y'all know I don't be doing this Facebook Live stuff. I just felt the need to hop on here for just a moment, not long at all, and kind of just talk about, life changes. For those that don't know, about 5-6 months ago, my husband and myself, we moved to Atlanta to expand our business. It's some strong sisters and brothers on social media that keep me going some days. Like, real talk. I have some very positive people that's on my timeline, and they help me through my gloomy days, because yes, I do have them. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, if I'm being totally, perfectly honest, I'm having one right now. And the reason I'm going live is because sometimes you got to reach out and tell people that you need love, you need support, you need care, you just need a hug. And honestly, you guys, I need that. I need that right now. I mentor so many women. I encourage so many women. I pump life and positivity in so many women. But sometimes I need that myself.
You know, this couple, Kiana Burns and Ronald Burns, you had no choice but to love them, Rowena Terry wrote on Facebook. They were selfless, loving, and caring. A lot of people say money makes you act different, but not them. They are so down to earth and very humble. They lit up any room they walked in, motivational to others, and only wanted to change the world. Police have said that they have no record of domestic violence at the family's home. The couple had both their own children as well as kids from previous relationships. Mr. Burns was featured on an episode of Divorce Court 8 years ago as he separated from his first wife. He accused her of cheating, while she said he also cheated and destroyed her credit history. But in the video recorded earlier this year, he added that they eventually chose to try to work it out.
Hours later, the unthinkable happened. Authorities were first called to the residence on November 6 when the couple's teenage daughter dialed 911 from another location to report an incident. By the time officers arrived, neighbors had gathered outside and said they'd heard gunshots coming from inside the Burns' home. It was discovered during preliminary stages of the investigation that there was a domestic issue which led to the wife shooting her husband and killing him. She was later found somewhere in the house dead.
And we'll see you next time on It's Evil. Real Atlanta Cases. Good night.